another episode of my Cinderella Chateau Part 5. I'm so sorry I got to this very late, guys. I know it's been a little bit more or less a month since my last video on this project. I finally finished it, and this is post-commentary, by the way, because all of this is sped up. I decided to do this sped up process because, honestly, I've mentioned it a couple times during all the parts of this build that the exterior was going to probably be the most challenging part. The footage I've shown over the course of this build, it does not match up with the interior of the chateau. And I've mentioned this a couple times with my other previous builds with Snow White Cottage, or Seven Dwarfs Cottage if you want to get technical, and the Sleeping Beauty Cottage, the Briar Rose Cottage. It was quite a process. I had to do this. I couldn't talk while I was thinking because I had to make some improvisations looking at both the original landscape of the house from the original film, as well as some of the little bit of footage, or picture really, of the second movie. I did utilize the majority of everything from the first movie. It's just help with the exterior is what I needed. The only thing I couldn't figure out was the back of the house where the farm and the little garden area is, so I ended up not doing that, unfortunately. I might get back to it when I do a full tour of all the three houses. I also worked a little bit on the tower, made it a little bit more out because it kind of curves out in the original movie. But yeah, I couldn't figure out the backyard, as well as the part of the section where the glass door is in the under the staircase, where the window is when you see her coming out of the house when she's leaving to go to see her grandmother, or fairy godmother, sorry. I couldn't figure that part out, so right now it's still kind of left hanging there until I figure out something. But nevertheless, I hope you all enjoyed this Let's Build. I do want to eventually do a whole house tour of all three builds, probably on one video, but we'll see how this goes. But I really wanted this to come out because I know it's been a while. So with that, I'm going to end this off real quick. If you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, more gaming content, art videos, Disney content, and more to come on my channel. Check down the description down below, guys. All my social links are down below, as well as my link to my Patreon. Everything you need to know is in there if you want to come to Patreon and support me on my art journey, as well as my content on my videos. Also, be sure to hit the notification bell, guys, if you haven't already, so that way you know my next video goes live. And with all that said, I will see you all in the next video. Bye! But now I'm going to show you the finished product of the chateau. The only thing I didn't do was the backyard, which I still don't understand which I still don't know how to do, but nevertheless, let's just get started. There we go. Here's the little circle where the carriage runs in on the front right there. I ended up with the purple outline because initially in the movie it is stone, but unfortunately it does not look right, so I just went with this to add a little bit of pop of color to go with these stairs. So there's also some vines going around the house, especially about here, and it actually works with the way the layout is in this build. This was quite a tricky build if you couldn't tell already, as I mentioned so many times in this playthrough. I don't know what this room is actually, because there is a door here in the exterior, but I didn't put one in there. And then there's this room, or this building part of the house that doesn't have anything in, but it's there. So going back here, this is the back part, and this was the trickiest part, because up here is Drusilla's room, but then there's this area where you see her go out when she's running away crying from the dress rip off, and then that's it. So I just put this corner up here. I don't know, it just looked awkward without it, and it still looks awkward. I don't know how else to fix it. This was probably my most challenging build to date in terms of these builds, but I did enjoy it. It was very interesting to work around and try to be innovative as best as possible, but also try to be as true to the build as possible, because there was a lot to work with, and it was actually a lot of fun, especially, and it was definitely a lot easier when this update of Minecraft came in with the additional blocks, so it helped with the colors very much so. We're gonna be Rosalina for now, because it's probably the closest thing I could be to Cinderella, but there it is.